What's going on, everybody? Yes, I wasn't going to do a transfer talk. I said that I was not going to do a transfer talk video until the summer, but now with like the huge Hummels rumor coming out, and obviously there's been a really huge deal, I decided that, you know what, let's do a transfer talk video. So today is the 24th of April 2016, and we're going to do a transfer talk video. So obviously Hummels has been rumored to come to Bayern Munich. Now his dad recently came out and said that let's go back a bit. His dad in January came out when asked about Bayern Munich, and he said that that would never happen. You know, that can't happen because that's like an utopia. It's something that is just not feasible. And then yesterday he came out, you know, after Hummels. Actually, he came out today and said that yes, Bayern is one of those teams that that Hummels could potentially move to, because Hummels yesterday came out and in a very nervous fashion. That's what you have to remember. If you've watched the actual video of Hummels saying that, it was in a very nervous fashion. When he got asked, you know, is he going to what about his future? He said that, you know what, it's a very difficult decision. He basically spends half an hour every day before sleep to think about if he's going to move, if he's going to extend, all that kind of thing. And but once he makes this decision, the people understand that the Dortmund fans will understand why it is such a huge decision. Now, he's also said that he's got a date to set it for, which is kind of interesting because obviously he is a captain currently of Dortmund. So considering that we play against Dortmund in the DFB Pokal final, you know, he could be waiting until after the final to announce it, basically, to you know, to have a similar situation to the Guts one. And I think all his code so far has been trying to damage limitate. He's been trying to limitate the damage that he's gonna cause by announcing to go to Bayern. So there are a lot of rumors. There are a lot of reasons for him that going to Bayern would be obviously a good thing, but this one person on Reddit summed it up perfectly. Pew lasers and shit. I'm gonna steal your comment right here. Because I think he basically summed it up, all the reasons why Hummels would want to go to Bayern and all the reasons why Bayern would want to go for Hummels. So you're linking that to you together, and then I'll just give you my thoughts at the end. I'll quickly just skim through all the reasons that Hummels might want to go to Bayern. So he wants to win titles and be a Champions League contender. Let's be realistic here. You know, I've said the whole time Dortmund this season they've been playing really good. You know, you can't say that they haven't been playing really good. But when you compare Dortmund and Bayern, okay, we're gonna have a new manager coming next season. You know, we might be in a little bit of a transition, but still, we're still more likely to win the Bundesliga. We're still more likely to win the DFB Pokal, and most importantly, we're still more likely to win the Champions League than Dortmund. So you know, going to Bayern would be a much better option for him if he wants to win the Champions League. Next up, he already is in total apology mode. That's what I was basically saying, and basically asked people to see his side of the story, which would obviously make sense if he were to move to Bayern, because I don't think he would have to go into this kind of apology mode if he were to go to Barcelona or whatnot, just because, you know, people would be like, okay, you know what, we can understand that, you know, you can understand that you want to go Barcelona, you want to, you know, win a few trophies in here and there, so yeah, you know, it's understandable. But with him going to Bayern, you know, his whole apology mode, saying that people understand my decision once I announce it. I know it will be hard to understand, but I hope people will understand it. That just, to me, basically screams. But to me, that just screams Bayern. And the way he's been nervous in the interview, because if you actually watch it, he looks at the camera, like the lady asks him, so what about your future? And he's just like, yeah, well, you see, when I make my decision, the people will be able to tell that you know, that why it's such a difficult decision. He doesn't do eye contact with her once. I was watching that video. He's like, yeah, also wenn ich meine Entscheidung sage, basically stuttering a lot. So to me that just screams that he knows where he's going. Even if it's not Bayern, but it just screams that he knows where he's going, but it's just waiting to announce it to find the right time. And I think the fact that he's saying that, you know, thinking about his decision, I think he would have made it up. He would have been able to actually get his decision, because he's been thinking about it for quite a long time. So it wouldn't make sense that he set himself a date to announce, because that would just lead to more pressure. And I think that he already has set his destination, but he's just waiting for the right moment to announce it, which is probably at the end of the season. Now, next up, his family is part in this decision. Yep, he has mentioned recently that he's going to listen to his wife a lot more And because he's in that kind of age where you want to listen to your family a lot more, his wife especially, and she currently lives in Munich, so that's a huge factor. Next up, he now is matured and sees the world in a different light compared to his younger self. Yeah, okay, yeah, Bayern, yeah, that makes sense, but yeah, I wouldn't read too much into that. That, to me, it's a little factor, but not that big of a factor. He tries to make a rational decision, that's true, and obviously he's being German. You would want to go to the biggest German club. You've seen how some players who went to different countries, they kind of struggled. You look at some players like Podolski, he really struggled. So, Gomez, to an extent, he's obviously now doing much better, but the first 2 years or so that he wasn't, that he left Germany, that he went to Fiorentina, he was, yeah, that's all there is, that, yeah. His dad and Bayern have reconciled. Yeah, we know that. He says there is a clear timeline he's following with the set date line, but can't decide anything yet. Yep, that's the DFB Pokal final thing that I mentioned. And yesterday, the Spanish Mundo Deportivo said that Barcelona is not targeting Hummels. Bild has actually said the exact same thing, that right now, so as far as they know, there is no Barcelona have not actually inquired about his duties. Basically, they don't want him so far. And with Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, I think both of them are getting a transfer ban this season, actually, in fact. So with that there, and he wouldn't work at Real Madrid anyway, because he's quite a vocal player, and I don't think he would be able to work in a squad with that many egos, because he's not gonna be a leader. He's kind of the leader type, and that really wouldn't work with Ramos, who would basically just knock him out, and Pepe, who would knock him out twice. So I don't think he would quite work at Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid, I just don't see him go there. I really don't. He's not the kind of player that would go to Atletico Madrid. No offense to Atletico Madrid, but the three teams you really think about are Bayern, Real Madrid, and probably Barcelona. And then obviously you have one or two Premier League teams, but yeah. And now Bayern, on the other hand, we want a new centre back. Yeah, definitely. The whole rumours this season have been all about centre backs and wingers and right backs, and so definitely we're looking at a new centre back. And Benati, he might leave, he might stay. We don't know that yet. There's a 50-50. He came out recently, said that Rummenigge told him to stay this season. But we don't know how that is going to go after at the end of this season. And we want and need a new German player, because Götze, Rode might be. Rode, I think he's definitely leaving. Götze, I see him leaving too. And with the whole criticism that we always get of not having enough German players, yeah, Hummels might be a perfect solution for that, or Mustafi as well. So we have Mustafi and Hummels. Tar could be a great centre back addition. You need, yeah, that's the criticism we've been getting. So. Next up, we seem not to act in a Gundogan transfer, so that could lead to a Hummels transfer. I think it's mainly because last season we had the chance of going for Vidal or Gundogan, and ultimately we decided with Vidal, which right now is a fantastic decision. Next up, we might have something we can offer Dortmund in return. Götze, that would be crazy. Götze for Hummels swap, that would be pretty crazy. Honestly, that would be the most craziest thing I've seen. The internet would just explode, and I'd be right there just looking at it. I'd be right there just taking pictures of everything, of all the reactions. Oh, that would be beautiful. That would be beautiful. You live for these kind of things, don't you? We have already shown that we can hold, that we don't hold a grudge for very long. It's in our best interest. We will overcome emotion, act on our ratio. Nah, I think that makes sense. But Vidal for Hummels, not Vidal for Hummels, but the whole thing with Vidal, it could be the same thing with Hummels. With Rummenigge and everyone saying the same thing about Vidal. Yeah, he's not going to work here, and then he's now plays for us. So the same thing could be said with Hummels. Yeah, and there have been reports of Dortmund and Bayern meetings, so that's another thing. People are speculating that was the Götze thing. Now, it could potentially be a Hummels thing. Who knows? Who knows? But my thoughts on this whole thing, let's ignore that. Let's just totally ignore what I just said, everything, and just let me give you my thoughts quickly. I don't want this video to be too long, but just quickly my thoughts. Hummels to Bayern. Now, here's the thing, right? From a sporting sense, it makes 100% sense. It makes so much sense that I'm not even gonna say, it doesn't make sense. It just makes sense. We need a centre back. Most preferably a German one. and he is in the right age where you could give him a contract till 2020. You know, that's 4-year contract, and by that time he'd be 31 in 2020. So he's still in the right age. He's playing okay. I mean, this season he's been playing good. At the beginning of the season he was pretty bad, but you know, right now in 2016 he's been actually really good, and he is exactly what kind of need, like a good centre back on the ball. So, and with him and Boateng in the team, you know, we'd have basically the German national team centre back pairship in the same team, which would be pretty awesome. Obviously we need a centre back, and he already knows Germany. He already knows Munich and everything. His wife lives in Munich, so that is a huge factor. Now, from just looking at the perspective of he's a Dortmund player, we've got so much criticism for getting Lewandowski and Götze. So, are we gonna go for Hummels? Maybe. It just depends, because obviously you look at Rummenigge and Watzke, and both of them, they've kind of reconciled lately. You know, they was like, yeah, you know, we've put all our problems aside, and now we've actually come together and just we're not friends, but we now respect each other in a way. You know, we're not all in a feisty mode like we were 2010, 11, 12, 13-ish. We're now just like, yeah, you know what, you're doing great, you're doing a great job, your team's doing a great job, cool. So yeah, that's something that could be quite interesting, because Hummels could spark the factor of that heating back up again. And if that's the case, you don't really want to do that. You don't really want to do that, because obviously the internet doesn't forget. People don't forget. Football fans, if we not Bundesliga fans, but just football fans in general, would say something along the lines of, "Oh, look at Bayern, always buying Dortmund's best players," and in that to give an argument about that, we're not buying Dortmund's best player here right now. We're not. Their best player is Gundogan, and then probably Mkhitaryan right after that. So we're not buying Dortmund's best player. We're buying the best centre back, and even that is debatable because Socrates is an excellent centre back. But yeah, I don't know if Bayern would want the backlash. That's the only thing I can think about. If we would go for it. I can definitely see us go for it in terms of a sporting aspect, but just in terms of a publicity aspect, that's the one thing that is perhaps a little bit I'm not that sure about. So where would I put this rumor myself? I would put it at I put it at a 70% chance that Hummels is going to go to Bayern next season. No, you know what? No, let me rephrase that. I think there is a 50% chance that Hummels is leaving Dortmund. There is a 60% chance that if Hummels is leaving Dortmund, that he's going to Bayern. And that's all there is to it. You know, because from a sporting aspect, what teams are really that much better than Dortmund? You look at how they're playing this season, and if they can get one or two good additions to this squad, they could be challenging for the Champions League next season. Maybe not as much as your Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. But besides that, what team is really above them? Look at PSG. I don't think so. I think Dortmund would honestly beat PSG in a two-legged tie. Look at Atletico Madrid. You know what? I do think that Dortmund could potentially beat Atletico Madrid in a two-legged tie. I think that they could beat most teams in a two-legged tie. But the thing is, their squad isn't that strong. But it's their first 11 that is really standing out. So maybe like the first 13, first 14 of a team that is really, really good. But besides that, the team is just, the team is not like our team. They don't have a superstar, like a superstar that is, they're not a team littered with superstars. But they're still a very good team. The only three teams that potentially above them are Bayern, Barca and Real. So yeah, that's just my thoughts. That's my take on it. So there's a good reason for him to stay at Dortmund. He could still potentially win the Champions League with Dortmund, but he's more likely to win it with us. Let's be realistic here. Let's just be totally realistic, and especially with a cup master like Ancelotti, he's very likely to win it with us. So that's just my take on it. Like I said, I think there's a 50% chance that he's leaving Dortmund. And then there's a 60% chance that he's going to us after if he does decide to leave Dortmund. That's just my take on it. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Yeah, that's quite interesting. I'll just throw that in there. There's I don't even know. There is a 20% chance, 20 at maximum, that we're gonna do a swap deal between Hummels and Götze. But I think if that deal were to happen, we would do you would give Götze maybe like 10 million for Hummels. Although you don't really see swap deals, they don't happen. I know they always report, but you don't see them happen. And it's just the way it is. Anyway, that's just my thoughts, and tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. As always, you can rate, comment, and subscribe. I know I haven't actually done a Dortmund versus Bayern Munich DFB Pokal final matchup video, but the thing is, I don't really think there is that much that needs to be said. Most of us were expecting to meet Dortmund in the DFB Pokal final, and I'll get to that when the day arrives, when we're there, and then I'll make a thorough video. Because obviously we all kind of know how Dortmund play, and so the preview should be fairly easy for that one, but we'll get to that once the day is here, once the day of the final is here. But tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below, ladies and gentlemen. As always, you can rate, comment, and subscribe to me as Anime TV, and please have a nice day and peace out. Bye.